think I'm happy about this class, actually. I'm worried about that. I shouldn't have done evaluations when my friend was here, because she never comes other than that one evaluation class. I'm kind of worried that how can anyone evaluate a class that they've never come to? So I'm worried about people who don't come to the class, and I certainly don't think that that's the proper way to do things, and I'm going to probably penalize people if I can figure out who does and doesn't come. So there, I'm going to pass around another list here, and if you'll put the date on this one, I think the last batch you certainly should be here. How would you know what's going to be on the final? Of course, those people writing papers maybe say, well, I don't really care. On the other hand, I warned you that you're not the one that should tell, but I warned you that if you're writing a paper, you particularly want to come to, so that you don't just slough off the class. So the only way I have to control that is through the attendance sheets that you're signing up now. Okay, so we were talking about Sufism, and we read about Al-Hallaj, and that really is a terrible fate. You must agree. I mean, that really is. You know, I don't think it's put in here because Westerners want to embarrass Easterners. I just think it's put in here because it's so shocking. Now we have most of the great Sufism material was put into poetry, and I think we might have time to do Usama's Picture of the Crusaders here as well before we finish up today. So I hope we do. But I wanted to be sure we get through the poetry. Of course, the greatest of all is considered to be Rumi. You'll find him on page 238 of the Kritzig material I gave you. And Rumi's original name was Jalal ad-Din, and Rumi is the name that's suffixed to that, al-Rumi. Rum in Arabic means what? Well, it usually meant Rome. But it was because the Muslims didn't see Byzantine Empire, or Byzantium, as different from Rome. Anyone from those areas were called Rumis, from Rome or Byzantium. So as a family, it seems originally to have come from those Muslim areas of the Byzantine Empire. What country is now famous for a name like that, that's a successor state out of that area? Romania. There's a successor state out of the Byzantine Empire that is still called Rome. You know, Romania is Romania. And it comes from this word Rome that the Muslims applied. The Muslims applied what we call the Mediterranean Sea, the Bahr al-Rum, the Sea of Rome. So Rumi's original name, he seems to have been, though he was born in Persia, he seems to have originally come from Anatolia, because he'd been in previous Byzantine territory. He lived in the 1200s, around the same time as Averroes in Spain, Ibn Rushd, and sometime after Ibn Hazm, let's say, in Spain. He wrote all his poetry to a friend. Maybe there was a more intimate relationship, it's hard to say. It's kind of love poetry, but it's also spiritual love, to a fellow called Shams ad-Din al-Tabrizi. Someone called Shams ad-Din al-Tabrizi. And so the whole collection of poetry was named after this al-Tabrizi. What does Tabrizi mean? What is Tabriz? Tabriz is a town even today in northwestern Persia on the Turkish border. It's called Tabriz. That means he came from Tabriz on the northwestern border of Persia or Iran and Turkey. There was no Turkey then. So here is the kind of poetry. We have a few selections, so all we can do. Again, pure Sufism of its highest development here in Rumi. So this is the 1200s. We already started getting it developing. When was Al-Halaj? Was that the 800s, was it? 8 to 900s. Yeah, late 800s, early 900s. We saw evidence of it already in Al-Jahiz in the 800s. Now we're in the height of it. What's to be done, O Muslims? For I do not recognize myself, this is translated. I am neither Christian nor Jew. And again, the rhythm in English flows as well. Nor Jabbar, Zoroastrian, nor Muslim. I am not of nature's mint, nor of circling heavens. Why is he saying what he isn't? Why is he saying what he isn't? Because he doesn't exist. He's in Fana. What did I tell you Fana was? What's the English word? Extinction. His self is no longer separate from God. He no longer exists as a separate being from God. He has been extinguished. He lives only in God. He's part of God. He can't die because he's in God and God never dies. That's the definition of God. That's what these people were trying to achieve. I don't think it's achievable, but they do. That's fine. That's very beautiful and very impressive, but I'm not sure if it's really going to work for anyone but them. But anyway, it's still an impressive intellectual effort. I'm not of nature's mint, nor of circling heavens. I'm not of earth, nor water, nor of air, nor fire. So he's everything that God isn't. He is exactly what God, everything that God isn't. Not of empyrean, nor of dust, nor of existence, nor of entity. I am not of India, nor China, Bulgaria, nor Saxene. I am not the kingdom of the Iraqane, nor of the country of Khorasan, eastern Persia. Iraqane is the two Iraqs, the two rivers. I am not of this world or the next, nor paradise or of hell. I am not Adam nor Eve, nor Eve never is one. My place is the placeless, my trace is the traceless. It is neither body nor soul, for I belong to the soul of the beloved. And this is love poetry, you see, but aimed at God and also Shamsi Tabrizi. I put duality away, like Ibn Hazm said, union with the beloved. I have seen the two worlds are one. One I seek, one I know, one I see, one I call. He is the first, he is the last, he is the outward, he is the inward. I know none other than Yahu, Yah-Manu. And if that's an accurate translation, that is the Jewish God Yahweh. And he seems to know the Hebrew name for God, Yahu, Yahweh. I am intoxicated with love's cup. The two worlds have passed out of